Alright, welcome. This is my Arduino powered diversity antenna controller that I've dubbed Arduversity. And how it works is I monitor the RSSI voltage off these receivers. I have two of them. Only one's hooked up right now. The other one's I'm simulating the RSSI using this analog discovery shown here. When I tapped into the RSSI signal on the RC05 and the video signal and a ground, and that's connected to this breadboard over here. The red, you can see the red wire, which then connects to this yellow wire, is fed into an analog port on the Arduino. The Arduino measures this voltage, and that voltage ranges anywhere from 0.5 to 1.2 volts, and then maps that voltage to a reading of 0 to 99%. And then displays it on the LCD here. And then also it has a switching unit or a switching subroutine in it that is choosing which is the better signal and then feeding that video signal to my monitor, my ground station. Now that part is not hooked up yet. It is selecting. The switching feature does work, but you see my CD4066 chip here, which is the switch, is not feeding any video feed just yet. I haven't hooked all that up yet. But right now, antenna 1, which is this unit, and antenna 2, which is the simulated RSSI, you can see the readings being shown here. Now I have two LEDs. Yellow is or actually that's red, indicates channel 2 is being used, and the yellow one, which is unlit, indicates channel 1 is being used. Now I do have my video transmitter going, so as soon as I plug in my receiver here, you'll see the RSSI come up, and you can see that this indicated, okay, now we're on channel 1, or using antenna 1, and I switched to yellow over here. So, and you can see the RSSI, I'm gonna reach over here. Actually, I'll cover up this antenna right here. I'm gonna cover up this antenna with my hand, and you can watch the antenna drop, the antenna RSSI drop. Now as antenna 2 comes up, you see it switch to antenna 2, but antenna 2 will drop down and switch back to antenna 1. Now it doesn't simply just see which one is better or higher number and then select that antenna. There is a bit of hysteresis built into this, into the coding. So it's basically has to press a threshold of 10% higher than the other signal to switch to that signal. So there isn't like a lot of rapid switching when the RSSIs are very close to each other. Also, on the input, I have a resistor. Each channel has a resistor and capacitor on the line to act as a low-pass filter. So it is filtering there. And in my coding, I can filter even more with the number of samples to take and then average and then get the RSSI reading. That's why you see it doesn't react immediately. It takes a second for it to actually get down to the level it really is. Now that's completely adjustable. I can go up and down, and as I fly and actually put this out in the field, I will decide whether I want rapid changing numbers or less rapid. But the problem is when they change too fast and the screen just kind of gets blurry and you can't really read the number that well. So I like it to be nice and smooth like that. Okay, now there's some other features to this. You can see that little blue potentiometer there. That's just to control the contrast of the screen. When I push this button, right now it's in auto antenna selection mode, so it's on A1. When I push this button, it goes into manual antenna selection. So now I'm manual antenna 1. And you'll see the yellow LED is lit because I've manually selected to use that antenna, and it's giving me a readout of the RSSI. So as I cover the antenna up here, you'll see the RSSI drop here. Let me cover a little better. There you go. I'll let go, and you can see the RSSI come back. But you notice it did not switch video sources. It stayed on that the whole entire time. Now I'm going to come back to, I'm going to switch to antenna 2. And since I have that set to a simulated RSSI on this sinusoidal wave, you can see that come up and down. And then you notice the red LED is lit because I've manually selected that. And now the next screen so far is the history. Now it's showing you what antenna has actually been getting used the most right now. So you can see most of the time, 53% of the time antenna 2 has been getting used, but as see antenna 1 is currently getting the best signal. As time goes on, it'll keep constantly measuring and then telling and then feeding back which antenna you used most of the time. And since obviously it's heading back towards antenna 1. But definitely more features going to be added to this. This is just, like again, version 0.3 here. I'll reset the Arduino. Yeah, there's the splash screen, version 0.3. Many more things to come. Got to set up the other RC305 to output my RSSI signal into this. And then I got to build into the video switcher here and actually feed in the video into my ground station, so that I can see how that switches and see if I need to make any modifications there. One shortcoming I have already seen that I'm gonna have to fix is that I'm only feeding the video out of the RC305, so the audio channel is being dropped completely at this point. And I actually like to have audio. I like to hear my motor running and the wind rushing past the microphone, so I can kind of tell how fast I'm moving, and also to see if my propeller is even moving at all. But all right, thanks for watching. If any questions, go ahead and post up here.